The traditional way of teaching the doctrine of providence in systematic theology is to discuss the elements of preservation, governance, and also, in many instances, concurrence. It then goes on to deal with the issue of divine sovereignty and human free will. Additionally, it addresses the thorny issue of the problem of evil. While these are tried and true approaches to teaching providence, for some students, they are too abstract or complex and even detached from real-life situations. This is especially true for the introductory students I envision using this book. I emphasize that my approach here is not a departure from more traditional ways of teaching the doctrine of providence, but is complementary and supplementary to them. In fact, this book includes an overview of the doctrine of providence in that traditional manner so as to inform students of what the doctrine teaches. But, after that, to bolster and deepen their appreciation of the doctrine of providence, I present my own approach based on the seventh and eighth days of creation. My approach is an attempt to introduce a narrative dimension to the doctrine of providence. In the study of Christian theology today, much emphasis is placed on the 6 days of creation. Our preoccupation with that particular issue, however, may blind us to an even more important topic of theological discussion, the seventh day and the much anticipated eighth day of creation. These neglected days of creation are actually, in my view, some of the choice marrow of Christian theology. For in them, not only is God's power to create affirmed, but also His gracious purposes and provision for creaturely existence are demonstrated and are shown to satisfy the human soul. In short, the seventh and eighth days of creation pave the way for our existential understanding and practical living out of God's reasons in creating us. The motif of the seventh and eighth days of creation is not novel to this book, but traces its origin back to the ancient church.